fellow beaters. So today here is my tutorial. It's going to be a ring. I feel like I've done a bunch of bracelets, a necklace, and an earring, and I haven't done a ring. And so this is what we're making today. It's pretty simple, but let me take it off so you can see it better and I can show it to you. You can see it sits up, and I use superduos and right angle weave to make the band, and of course a Chaton. So here's what you're going to need for materials. First, I have over here are 3mm rounds. You can use any 3mm bead that you want, but what I have are check rounds, 3mm from Potomac Beads, and the color is white red luster. You'll need 6 of those right here. Next are my 11-0s, and those, the color is Galvanized Rose, and these are from Crystals Galvanized Rose. Next are the superduos, and you'll need 6 of these, and the color is Neon Violet, and these are also from Crystals. And the last thing you'll need is a 10mm Rivoli or Chaton. These are Chatons, and also from Potomac. They're Potomac Crystal Chatons from Potomac Beads. The color is rose that I'm using, SS4, I guess if you want the size number, and they're 10mm, so either one. And, oh, it got cut off, so it's SS45. So 10mm SS45. And the color is rose from Potomac Crystals. So basically everything is either from Potomac Beads or Crystals. And then you'll just need some 6-pound fire line and a beading needle. No findings are needed because the ring is all made with beads. Let's get started. Okay, so to start our ring, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna pick up 6 11s and 6 superduos. So I have them here in alternating order, and then we're gonna tie a knot, because this is how I usually start a lot of my tutorials lately, but that's okay. I like doing things in circles, apparently. So, and there it is, my little square knot, trying to make sure I get between the 2 beads here. I'm going to give it a good tug to make sure it's nice and tight. And there we have it. And now I'm going to go through all the beads to make sure everything is reinforced. And so I'm going to go into the superduo first, the superduo closest to the knot, and then make my way all the way back around. And if you are new to beading, it's always good to just take your time and do this just a few beads at a time. So this time I got 4, and got a few more to go before we make it back to where we started. And you can tell from where the tail thread is, and that is where we need to get back to. Okay, now we are back at that first superduo where I started reinforcing. And I'm having a little bit of trouble getting, because I think my needle is bumping up against the seed bead there. But there we go. Got around that. And there's our ring. Nothing's really changed because all I did was reinforce. Okay, now switch over to the second hole of the superduo. And I'm gonna bring my seed beads into view here and pick up 3 11s and go into the next superduo. And we are going to repeat all the way around. Pick up 3 again and continue into the superduo. 3/11s into the superduo, three 11s into the superduo, and let's see, the tail kind of got caught up there, so I want to make sure that doesn't happen. And these, and actually let's go ahead and just trim that tail because it will actually just continue to get in the way. Grab my thread zapper. There we go. I think I need new batteries in my thread zapper because it's taking a little minute for it to heat up. So maybe the batteries are running low. And I'm just gonna finish this up. I've got to pick up 3/11s. And one more time, picking up those 3. And continuing. So what I'm going to do is now go through that superduo and then continue forward through the seed beads and come out of the next superduo. I'm not going to reinforce this at this time because we will be coming back through for a few steps down the line, and I don't want to, or I guess not a few steps down this next step. We're actually going to be going ahead and reinforcing as we go. So now what I'm going to do is bring my rounds into this. So these are my 3mm rounds. And if you have a bicone instead and don't have these rounds, go for the bicone or fire polish. Basically a 3mm bead will work. If I haven't mentioned that already, I probably did. Okay, pick up 2 11s, then the 3mm bead, and then the 2 11s. And now you're just going to go back around the superduo, like so, and then continue through the 3 11s and out of the next superduo, and repeat. Pick up 2 11s, the 3, and then the 2 11s again. So, and when I said 3, I meant 3mm. So you're just picking up the 1 bead, but it's a 3mm bead. And you're going to go all the way around. So you're going to repeat this 6 more times. And the next step will be to go through the 3 11s that are between the superduos and then exit out of the next superduo. And you know what to do next. You're going to pick up 2 11s, the 3mm and the 2 11s, and go into the next one. I will be back after I do that, and we'll go from there. Okay, I've gone all the way around basically, and now I'm going to put in my last set of beads here for this round. So it's 2 11s, a 3mm, and 2 11s, and I'm going to go back around my superduo. And there is my set. And now I'm going to go ahead and go forward and continue through the 11s and the superduo. I want to make sure I just come out of this superduo. And so you can see I'm coming out of that extra seed bead that I don't want, but that's okay. I'm going to just back out. These things happen, no problem. We will just back out. All right, now as you can see, I'm coming out of the superduo, and actually what I want to do is actually come up 2 11s and then exit out of my 3mm bead here. And okay, this is what your piece should look like now, and it looks kind of like a funny shaped star. Now, the next part, what you're going to do is pick up an 11 and go into the next 3mm. for this step, all of the 3mm are going to get connected to each other with an 11 in between. So I picked up another 11 and I'm just going into the 3mm, and I'm not pulling very tight just yet because I want to put the Chaton in between. And so this is going to just stay loose, and then we tighten up once we get all the way around. So 11 and into the 3mm, 11, go into the next 3mm, and we're almost there. 2 more to do. An 11, 3mm, or actually just the 1 more. So here we are, and the basket is nice and loose. Now what I'm going to do is just drop the Chaton there in the center, and keeping my finger right on it, I'm just going to tighten this up. And yes, I am going to reinforce, so just give me a second. And this is what you're going to get. And now you want to hold on to your Chaton and just kind of give these all a good push, and then you want to go through all the beads, so the 11s and the 3mm. And keep your thumb there in the center. Don't want that Chaton to pop up. And that's always the tricky part, is just kind of keeping the tension tight, but also making sure that all of the beads don't look weird. Don't get distorted. I guess that's probably the better shape. So that is kind of what you want it to look like. And once you've gone through it, you can and there we are. And I think I need to just continue forward. I need to probably get down here, because you can see this bead is loose. That means I haven't gone all the way around. Okay, there we go. And the Chaton is nicely locked into place in there. Now what you want to do is make sure that you're actually exiting the 3mm bead, and we're going to go ahead and make our little petals now. And all you need to do is pick up 3 11s, and again go into the next 3mm beads. You're skipping over the 11 and continuing just through the 3mm. Oops, and I grabbed 4 there. So I don't want 4, I want 3. 3 11s. And if they don't sit nicely, just squeeze the 2 outer beads together and push them in together, and that should help them sit. And I'm just repeating this all the way around. So you just need to do it 6 times. And last one. I'm picking up my 3 11s and just going into the 3mm. And that is it. And there it is. There's our cute little tulip piece. And now to make our way back down here to this lower part of the ring. What you're going to do is you're coming out of that 3mm, and now you're going to go down these two 11-0 beads. Whoopsie, my thread got caught on the corner of my desk there. And okay, there we are. And you just want to follow the thread path essentially. So those two 11-0s are now connected to this superduo. And so what I want to do is go into the superduo and then through the 3 11s here, like so. And as you're coming out of the 3 11s, pick up 3 11s, skip over the superduo, and then go into the next 3 11s, like so. And that'll create our little petals on the bottom part. 3 11s again, and we're going to repeat this all the way around. So pick up 3 and go into the next set of 3 11s. And repeat, picking up 3 11s, and I am just going into this next set here. Okay, I got to do it 3 more times. So everything is in multiples of 6 because we started with 6. And so you just got to do everything 6 times for this particular pattern. Okay, 3 11s again. And last time, whoops, sorry, I banged into the camera. I've got a case of the clumsies. My thread's getting caught. I'm bumping into the camera. I apologize. Here's my last one. 3 11s, and so there is the 3 11s. Just like so. Then continue up into the little picot. And you want to just go through the first 2 beads there, just like that. And now you're going to pick up 3 11s again, and we're going to do some right angle weave. And just go back around just that bead. And this is for the ring band. And you, of course, can do a different type of ring band if you prefer, but I think right angle weave is good. Now what I'm going to do is actually, to make this nice and strong, is actually reinforce and go back through all the beads again. So I went up 1, now I got to go down into these 2 here. And back where we started, and I need to tighten. And let me flip this upside down just so you can see. So this is what the back looks like, which I think it looks pretty too. But this is a ring, so no one's really going to see that part. Now go back up, and we want to come out of this top bead here and add the next unit. And again, pick up 3 now, and you're just going to go back around the bead. And that is basic right angle weave. So if this is your first time and never done right angle weave, go ahead and go. You get to learn, and it's really simple. And I'm reinforcing again, and then making my way back up once I've reinforced to get into position to add the next unit. So we've got 2 units done. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the 3rd one. And again, you're picking up 3 beads and going back around that top bead. Whew, the lighting's a little dark right now because it's rainy today, kind of gloomy. And again, reinforce, go back through. Okay, and now I am back. I want to go back up so I can continue adding units. And you just, you're just going to keep going until you get to the size of the ring that you need, the ring band. And I will show you how to close up the ring band once you get to the end. I've shown you how to do 3 units. Now go ahead and keep going until you get to the opposite side, or once the band is long enough, and then I will show you how to close it up. We'll be closing it up on this one, which is directly opposite to that one there. Okay, I've made all of my units. I've continued onwards, and this ring is now long enough, or this band is now long enough for my finger to fit into. And I'm going to go here to this opposite picot to connect it. And so just bring it over just like that, and note the direction of the thread. The thread is coming out this way and going to the left for me. And what I'm going to do is pick up 111. I'm going to go into the seed bead on the opposite side here. And we're still doing a right angle weave unit, but in this case we already have 2 of the beads instead of 1, so you only need to add 2 more. Right angle weave is all about being in multiples of 4. Now I picked up another 11, and now I'm going to go back to the bead on the band. And there we go. And all you need to do is now reinforce this multiple times. And there's our unit. I'm going to go ahead and come down my 11 here, and then go back to the next 11 that is part of the thread path. Move my finger out of the way. All I'm doing is reinforcing, so I'm not adding any beads, just going through all the beads. And there is my ring band, as you can see on the side. There it is. There's the top of the ring. Now it's just time to tie off. And I'm going to go down here to this seed bead that's along the side, and then into the 311s that, and this could be a little tricky, so let me turn it over. Okay, so I'm trying to go through, I went to this little seed bead here, and then I had to go through these 3. And I think the needle might bump up against the superduo, because everything is nice and tight, which is great, but it's also a pain to get your needle through then. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Did that again. And then up into these 311s. And the thing is, you can go ahead and, as you're finishing up, you can reinforce those picots if they feel a little loose too. And again, I want to get through my 311s, if they'll let, there we go. And that might be tight also because we've gone through those multiple times, but they should still have plenty of room. And up into these picots. And basically, I'm just trying to weave away the thread. And we're essentially back to one side of the ring. And now I'm just going to go up here and come out near the top. And what I like to do is just tie a 1/2 inch knot here between my 3mm and the seed beads and go in to the 3mm. And I'm not too concerned about the thread coming apart because I've woven through quite a few of those beads. And I'm just gonna trim my thread. Okay, the ring is now complete. And there is our little tulip ring. I really like the pinks and the purples, and let's put it on. There it is, kind of a fun ring. Not really dainty because it does stick up quite a bit, but still, I love making rings with Chatons and Rivolis. Well, I hope you like this, and if you end up making one, join the Facebook group, and I would love to see your colors. Thanks for watching. Until next time.